Imagine designing an entire course in a fraction of the time that it used to take. Imagine having real-time insight into which students are struggling before they even ask for help. Imagine being able to personalize learning at a scale without doubling your workload. That is the promise and the tension of artificial intelligence in instructional design. Today, we will explore how AI is reshaping the field, not by replacing instructional designers, but by changing how we work. We will look at how AI supports content creation, enables personalization and adaptive learning, strengthens data-driven decision-making, and shifts our role towards strategy and pedagogy. We will also continue to examine the opportunities, challenges, and ethical considerations that come with integrating these tools. By the end of this presentation, you will have a clear understanding of how AI can enhance instructional design when used intentionally and responsibly, and what that means for the future of our work. We will begin with a brief introduction to AI in instructional design and why it is reshaping the field. Then we'll explore AI-powered content creation, including how it supports drafting materials, generating assessments, and accelerating course development. Next, we will examine personalization and adaptive learning, followed by how data and analytics provide deeper learning insights to inform design decisions. We will discuss the evolving role of instructional designer as workflows and expectations shift. We will also consider opportunities, challenges, and ethical considerations, and review a few AI tool examples, and close with the future directions and key takeaways for you to apply in your own practice. At its core, AI refers to technologies that can perform tasks that traditionally require human cognition, such as understanding data patterns, generating content, and making predictions. These capabilities are reshaping how learning experiences are created and delivered, moving us away from one-size-fits-all approaches towards more dynamic instructional models. One of the key ways AI is influencing instructional design is by enabling personalization at scale. Instead of designing a single pathway for all learners, AI systems can interpret individual learning data and tailor instruction to meet unique needs, interests, and pace of learning. This shift allows courses to become more responsive and effective, supporting learners in ways that were previously impractical at larger scales. At the same time, AI is transforming the design process itself. Instructional designers are no longer solely responsible for manually authoring every piece of content. AI tools can assist with routine tasks such as drafting text, generating assessments, and analyzing learner performance, freeing designers to focus on deeper pedagogical decisions and creative strategy. Understanding this context sets the stage for the rest of the presentation, where we will explore specific ways AI supports content creation, personalization, analytics, and how these technologies are reshaping the role of the instructional designer. Rather than spending hours writing every module, activity, or assessment by hand, designers can use AI tools to generate first drafts of text, prompts, practice questions, and even rubrics. These tools speed up development so designers can focus on expertise in refining and aligning content with learning goals rather than writing every word. AI can produce multiple variations of materials quickly, which supports experimentation with different formats and approaches. What used to take days can now take minutes without sacrificing quality, as long as designers review, edit, and shape the output with pedagogical judgment. This does not mean AI replaces designers. Instead, it acts as a collaborator that handles routine drafting so the designer can spend time on higher-level decisions about structure, engagement, and institutional strategy. At the same time, AI supports creating diverse content such as summaries, explanations of concepts, and interactive prompts, making it easier to tailor materials for different learners' needs and contexts. Overall, AI-powered content creation speeds development, expands creative possibilities, and enables designers to concentrate on pedagogy rather than manual drafting. One of the most significant shifts enabled by AI is moving beyond one-size-fits-all instruction to learning experiences that adjust to the needs of each individual. AI systems can analyze learner interactions, performance data, and preferences to tailor content, pace, and pathways so that each learner gets the support or challenge they need. Adaptive learning powered by AI responds in real time. As learners interact with materials, the system can identify areas of strength and struggle, providing additional practice, alternative explanations, or different resources as needed. This responsiveness helps maintain engagement and supports mastery by meeting learners where they are. Personalization also comes from predictive insights. AI can use patterns in learner data to anticipate difficulties and suggest the next best steps, which supports more effective pacing and progression through content. This level of responsiveness would be difficult to achieve manually, especially in larger courses. It is important to note that this does not remove the role of the designers. Designers still define learning goals and structure pathways. AI provides dynamic adjustments within those frameworks based on data, which enhance learning without replacing thoughtful design. Personalization and adaptive learning illustrate how AI can make learning more learner-centered, effective, and responsive to individual needs. AI systems can collect and interpret large amounts of learner interaction data, such as quiz results, time spent on activities, participation patterns, and more. This information gives designers and instructors visibility on how learners are engaging with content and where they may be struggling. With AI-powered analytics, we can go beyond surface-level metrics to identify trends and patterns that inform design decisions. For example, designers can see which modules consistently lead to difficulties and adjust them, or determine which types of activities correlate with better outcomes. These insights support continuous improvement of learning experiences. Predictive analytics is another powerful aspect of AI. By analyzing historical and real-time data, AI tools can forecast which learners might be at risk of falling behind and alert designers or instructors so they can intervene earlier. This helps educators support learners more proactively rather than reactively. Finally, these data-driven insights should always be interpreted within the context of the designer's instructional goals. AI does not replace human judgment, but it amplifies it by highlighting actionable patterns and guiding decisions that lead to more effective, learner-centered design. As AI becomes more integrated into instructional design, the role of the instructional designer is evolving. Rather than spending most of their time manually writing every piece of content or assessment, designers now work alongside AI tools that can generate drafts and perform routine tasks. This shift allows designers to focus more on higher-level decisions such as aligning content with learning goals, shaping learning experiences, and applying pedagogical principles. AI does not replace instructional designers. Instead, it augments their work by handling repetitive functions, freeing up time for creativity and strategy. Designers become more like curators and evaluators of AI-generated material, ensuring quality, accuracy, and instructional integrity while shaping how content is used. This evolution also means designers need to be more comfortable with interpreting data and insights from AI systems. Using analytics and learner patterns, designers can make more informed decisions about course improvements and personalization. AI becomes a collaborator that enhances the designer's ability to tailor and refine learning experiences. In summary, the instructional designer's role is shifting from being a content author to being a strategist, evaluator, and guide who uses AI capabilities to amplify pedagogical impact. As we consider AI in instructional design, it is important to weigh both its opportunities and its challenges. AI can accelerate content creation, streamline analytics, and support more inclusive and personalized learning experiences, allowing designers to focus more on strategy and pedagogy rather than routine tasks. At the same time, ethical concerns must guide implementation. AI systems can reflect bias in their training data, making human oversight essential. Privacy and data protection are also critical, since personalization relies on learner data. In addition, designers must address academic integrity by setting clear expectations for appropriate AI use. Effective implementation requires balancing innovation with responsibility while keeping human judgment at the center of the design. Since I work at a medical school, I'm always looking for examples based in what I can use to teach the students study skills. Here, Learn AI is an example of how AI tools can support medical students in developing stronger study skills asynchronously. Learn AI is designed to help generate educational content such as learning objectives, summaries, practice questions, and structured study prompts. For medical students who are managing dense material and high cognitive load, this kind of support can help break complex topics into clearer, more manageable components. One way Learn AI can help support study skills is by helping students turn lecture notes or textbook chapters into active learning tools. Instead of rereading passively, students can generate practice questions, concept explanations, or review outlines that promote retrieval practice and deeper processing. This aligns well with evidence-based strategies commonly used in medical education, such as self-testing and spaced review. It is important to emphasize that Learn AI does not replace critical thinking or faculty guidance. Instead, it serves as a study assistant that helps students organize information, generate practice, and reflect on gaps in understanding. When used intentionally, it can reinforce independent learning habits and support more efficient preparation for exams and clinical application. As we look ahead, it is clear that AI will continue to shape instructional design in increasingly sophisticated ways. We can expect deeper integration of adaptive systems, more refined analytics, and greater personalization across learning environments. AI tools will likely become more embedded within LMS platforms and workflow systems, making them a standard part of course development rather than an optional add-on. For instructional designers, the future will require ongoing skill development in areas such as data interpretation, ethical AI implementation, and strategic tool selection. The designer's role will continue shifting towards being a learning architect who guides how AI is used rather than simply producing content. The key takeaway from this presentation is that AI is not replacing instructional designers. It is amplifying their impact. When implemented thoughtfully, AI can enhance efficiency, support learner-centered design, and improve outcomes. However, its success depends on human judgment, ethical oversight, and a strong foundation in learning science. Ultimately, the future of AI in instructional design is not about automation alone. It is about using technology intentionally to design smarter, more responsive, and more meaningful learning experiences.